In this video, I'm going to show you how to make edits to your Google formatted resume and then export it 2 ways to your Weebly site. So the first thing I want to point out is that all of the information on the resume is formatted into a table. I've removed the table border because it looks really nice that way. However, when I go to make changes, I always like to add the border back in, make it visible, so that I can see how things are organized. To do that, select Format, Table, Table Properties, and make the table border visible. Okay, so now that I've done that, you can see how the cells are formatted. I have each category as a cell, and then I have the corresponding role, show title, composer, and dates in cells underneath. I liked this rather than having a new cell for each role. We're saving space, and it also is easier to edit. So to add a new role, I would simply need to select the bottom of the cell, hit return, put in the role name, and then do that for the show title, etc., etc. One note about that, if you need to add something into the middle of a cell, just make sure that you are keeping things lined up when you add the corresponding information in the other cells. One other note about copying things over, I really discourage you from copy and pasting things from websites or other documents, simply because formatting can be carried over from those places, and it can be difficult to remove it in the Google Doc. If you absolutely have to copy something over, I highly recommend copying it into a text edit application that will strip the formatting, and then you can copy it over. But whenever possible, I just recommend hand typing to preserve the integrity of the formatting on the page so that you don't have to worry about anything funny showing up later. Okay, so let's say we've added the role that we needed to add and we are ready to export this. The first thing I want to do is remove the border that I put in so it's no longer visible. And then I can proceed with exporting. I'm going to cover the more complicated way first, simply because it involves a little bit of code, but it's still pretty straightforward. So we're going to go to File, Download, Web Page, and this is going to export this information in a zip file that is viewable on a web page. So let's open up that file, double click, and you will see that it is now reading that file on a web page. So what we need to do next is get the code for this page and paste it into the Weebly site. All you need to do that is right click, select View Page Source, copy the code. You can just double click and it will highlight all of the code, then you can copy it, and then we head on over to Weebly. All right, so let's go to the resume page, select the code block that I have already inserted, edit custom HTML, remove what is there, and paste in what you just copied. Then if you select outside of the cell, it will render the information for you. Pretty straightforward. So now let's do the easier way, which is the PDF viewer. So we'll head back over to the Google Doc, File, Download, PDF. There we go. Sometimes that takes a little while. And so you can see we've downloaded the PDF file. Go back to Weebly. One note about how this is organized. This link here is linking to a hidden resume page that's mobile optimized. So under Pages, you'll see at the bottom we have Resume Mobile Optimized. This isn't viewable in the navigation on the site, only via that link. And so we simply need to go here, select the script block, and upload the new file. Then when people go to your regular resume page and they want to view the PDF version, they can click that link and it will take them to that page with the updated PDF. All right, so the last thing I'll say is that once you've made these changes and you're happy with everything, make sure to hit publish so that they show up on the live site.